All right, boys, bring it in.
What's up, fellas? I don't think you can officially appreciate the television version of this, but by watching it in person, I grew more of an understanding of it. So basically, it's kind of what me and Eddie brought into our coaching with the penalty kill, where you're luring the defenseman on the breakout to make a certain pass, and then you're trapping that guy in the neutral zone and working it up ice. So what happens is we're going to say Arizona is the purple color with the puck. The Rangers bring one man up passively forechecking, and they leave 3 across the red line and then 1D back. What they're trying to do is force this Arizona guy to make this pass to a player up the wall. Then this guy traps him, and this D reads that play at the same time, and they trap him, and they try to get him to chip it in, and that has to bring this other player in to get it, or this player to get it into the neutral zone, then deep into the opposition zone. It was working a lot. I thought it was pretty good, but it is kind of a boring brand of hockey, and I think that's what the fans were getting frustrated with. You know, in this NHL, they want to see the Devils game where they're putting 2 men on the puck deep and they're pressuring down low deep. The Rangers are kind of giving this guy a chance to get out and forcing him either this way or that way and attacking on the wall. And the play only really works, like we always try to tell, everybody's got to be moving. Once this puck comes this way, all guys have to be moving because Arizona was bringing guys looping this way and this way. So they have to read that and they got to cover them. Otherwise, it could be a 3-on-1 on that D all alone down low. So that's what I think Laviolette's talking about, where they're making a couple of puck watching decisions where you're getting caught a little and it turns into odd man rushes. Conversely, that's how the Rangers got 2 odd man rushes because Arizona's other D came all the way up here to get an outlet pass. This Ranger won the puck, chipped it. This Ranger came in, and that Ranger came in. They had 2-on-1 twice. So it could go either way on the quick decision making. That's what I noticed. I mean, I'm going to watch more closely again when I go to more games. I'm going to try to see on TV, but they don't give you that overhead view. When you're at a game, you're sitting up high, you see the overhead view. You get to see what's going on a little more, and that's what I got out of it. So, like I said, I didn't really focus on it on TV during the Columbus game, but I know there was a couple of odd. I saw 2 2-on-1s. They got a goal on one of them, Columbus. I don't know if it was because of a bad decision, but I did notice the Rangers were able to capitalize on a couple of odd man rushes from it.
Now, do you think that system was implemented by Laviolette because of the lack of speed the team has? Do you think that is like an efficient way to defend?
From what I read about him coaching, I never really paid that close attention, you know, when he was with Washington and Nashville, but that's his system he teaches. He said most teams go 1-2-2. He likes the 1-3-1. So I'm, you know, like I said, that's his history. So I'm guessing he makes the players adapt. It kind of takes away from that up and down, fast-paced game. How it's going to work in the playoffs will be another question, but we'll see. We'll see how they develop. Hopefully, they can master it by the midseason and do a little better. I think they have enough guys with the hockey IQ that they can adapt to and do it pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I noticed a lot last night. They were able to create a lot of turnovers, and I think that's something I mentioned before with Goose and Trouba did well. I noticed a lot the defenseman's able to step up in the neutral zone. He's giving the defenseman a lot of freedom to do so, and that's intercepting a lot of passes because the opposition doesn't really expect the defenseman to do that, and that's kind of what maybe we'll do a coach's corner on the penalty kill that we teach our kids. But the other team doesn't expect the defenseman to be up in the neutral zone like that or that close to the blue line. So to make that pass and to see Trouba or Goose or Lindgren did it a few times, I think, or even Fox, they're able to read that play. And even Miller, they're all very smart defensemen. They're able to read that play and cut off that pass before they're able to even get into
Miller jumped on a couple of them, and
Miller, Trouba did last night, and Gustafson for sure.
But you'll notice it's the same thing as they do on the penalty kill. They won't have two hands on the stick. They'll have one hand on the stick blocking passing lanes because they have to check. Even if this team gets this pass through, they still want to deflect it up into the air, give this D a chance to retrieve it if they do get it past. But they're not going to have – Arizona's not going to put – or the opposing team's not going to put 2 or 3 guys behind this line. Because then if the puck is intercepted, then it's a 3-on-1, 3-on-2.
Coach, remember, there's people listening in their cars. So when you say this line or this D, they may not know.
Oh, the red line. Sorry about that.
Yeah. I'm just
everyone should go check out it on YouTube also.
Yeah, generally the Rangers
when you get home from work.
They'll have three players along the red line, one down by their blue line, and one inside the offensive zone. So the other team's not going to chance getting 3 guys past the red line without the puck, because if the Rangers do intercept, we have an odd man rush going the other way. So they have to be a little cautious also.
How do you beat a 1-3-1?
They beat it a couple of times. They got in. I mean, if you have a good stick handle, they can make a play inside between the blue line and red line, and the guy could beat one guy. But that's where the mental side comes in, where you have to get that before the guy gets momentum and get him early, because once he makes one move on you, then it's a 2-on-1. So it's all contingent on the players making that quick decision and quick read. You have to make quick reads. That's the whole point. And I heard him say that in his press conference as well. They have to make the right reads on where the puck can go, where it is, where it can go, and judge it accordingly. And they're going to watch film on the other team also. You have to know who you're out there against. There's a lot of variables,
I think the best way to break it, and the best way to break our penalty kill trap, is to gain the red line and dump it in. And I think what this trap does is prevents them from being able to gain the red line. Otherwise, it's going to be an icing.
Right. Yeah, it stands them up at the red line. It moves the blue line up to the red line is really what it does.
Yep. Yeah, because then if you're able to dump the puck in, if you're able to dump the puck in, that last defenseman is almost acting like a free safety in the NFL and football. So, check out the new overlay up there. Looks good. So it's up to him to be able to get back and get that puck on a dump in, and that's one of the hardest plays a defenseman can make, in my opinion.
It also helps having Igor back there who can handle the puck well.
Right. And shout out to our Stony Brook goalie. He's been doing that very well, Gene. He's been jumping out and stopping that dump in for our defenseman to get back. And that's a very underrated play for a goalie to do that. So fans, keep an eye on that. If it helps out the defenseman a lot to be able to do that and come back for a puck sitting still, as opposed to one fumbling around the corner with somebody coming on your back at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that was Coach's Corner with the 1-3-1 trap. Fans, if you have any questions on the 1-3-1 trap, submit them to our Instagram. We'll get them to Coach Ed, even though he doesn't have one, and we'll get it answered for you. It's going to be interesting to see. And even if you played the game, reviewing it on a board like that, it's a little nostalgic for me, but also it's helpful because, I didn't even notice the wingers coming back to cover and things like that. You don't really notice that on TV.
Hard on TV, believe me.
Yeah, like Coach said, you get the overhead view. But all right, let's move.